guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alya if you're new here. So as you can tell by the title of today's video, I am going to be recreating a 90s inspired makeup look, and it's going to be maybe like more of like a warm, like neutral brown type look. I'm probably not going to do like the super thin eyebrows just because I literally don't have the time to like put glue on my eyebrows and get them, you know, all flat and disappeared. Sorry, there's like seagulls outside and they're going absolutely nuts right now, so if you can hear that, apologies. But that being said, I think we're gonna do like a smoky eye situation, like the 90s brown lip. So let's just jump right on into it and get started. So I'm just gonna go in with priming my face. I'm just gonna use the Baby Skin Pore Instant Eraser Primer all over. I'm kind of going for more of like a matte base, so I'm not gonna be using like my normal kind of like go-to super glowy products. So I feel like this is just a good one for really just filling in the pores, affordable, gets the job done. The next product I'm going to go in with is actually by Suntegrity, and I know this seems weird using like an SPF sunscreen. It is technically still sunny out, but I'm going out for nighttime. This is their Impeccable Skin Moisturizing Face Sunscreen Mineral Matte, matte being the key word, tinted sunscreen, broad spectrum SPF 30. So I don't own any other matte foundations, and I feel like 90s looks were very kind of like natural skin slash matte, and this is really my only matte foundation that I have, so that's why we're going to use it. And hopefully, I did just self-tan, so hopefully this will match and we won't have any issues with blending, because nobody wants that. And my normal hand mirror just broke, so I'm using this dumb one. I have to glue the other one back together. The mirror like fell out of its little case. Okay, this blends nicely. No issues with that, so that's good. Again, I feel like it was just very matte back then. Like natural skin to matte. It definitely wasn't like super glowy. I feel like highlighter wasn't really a thing yet. So I feel like that's looking good so far. I'm not like gonna cake on a ton of it just because I kind of want it to be like a little bit more like natural skin look. And then I'm going in with this new to me NYX Bare With Me Concealer Serum. This is in the shade Vanilla, and I haven't tried this yet, so I'm very excited. I've heard a lot of good things about it. Might need a little more than that. That seems like I didn't put enough. Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna need a little bit more. That is a nice formula though. I was a little concerned that it might be, you know, too sort of like hydrating. Again, I don't like having super dry under eyes because then I'll crease, but I also don't want it to be super duper glowy either. Up on the eyelids. Okay, this is like a really nice, you know, everyday kind of concealer. We'll see if it creases on the eyelids because I do really like my L'Oreal Age Perfect, or it's like the, maybe it's not the Age Perfect, it's like their Radiant Creamy one, kind of like a dupe for the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, except it's definitely more creamy. The NARS one can dry my under eyes pretty bad. This one seems okay so far. Not seeing too much creasing going on yet. This isn't going to give you like a super high coverage though, just so you know. It's not going to completely like cancel out tons of darkness. At least that's not really what I'm seeing, but it is pretty. And I'm going to go ahead and set the under eyes with my Bare Minerals Original Mineral Veil. You guys know I love this stuff, and I always use it to set the under eyes. And just, you know, a little around the nose. So that's going to be it for the cream products. So I'm actually going to go in now and set my entire face. And I am going to be using my number 7 Flawless Finish Powder. This is in the shade Medium. It's supposed to be kind of like a dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury one. Just a little more affordable. This is a bit dark, so I might add more color, but you know, you are looking a little pale, so a little extra color never hurt anybody. down the neck for good luck. Make sure we're matching everywhere. And I'm not gonna go too wild on the contouring. I am gonna contour my nose a little, just because I'm feeling like it. Give that little nice button nose effect. And you guys have seen me do this a million times too, but I like to contour around my lips. This really helps make them look bigger. It's my secret trick for looking like I've had lip filler when I haven't. And I'm just gonna go in a little, nothing crazy with that contour shade, but just snatch the jaw a bit with it. A little with the cheeks. My tan always patches on my cheeks here, it drives me nuts. And since I said this is going to be more of like a warm look, I am definitely going to warm it up with some bronzer. And this is just a really cheap Euro 50 bronzer that I got at Penny's. But you know what? She does the job. She's kind of like a dupe for the NYX one. So we're just going to really warm up the perimeter of the face. Give that kind of like sun-kissed glow, even though clearly we're not sun-kissed because we are in Ireland. But hey, the sun has been out the last couple days in full force. We've gotten like 60-degree weather, which is unreal. It's like unheard of for here. Well, not 60 Celsius, we'd all be dead. But Fahrenheit. Celsius, it's been like 15-ish? Well, I still don't know. Don't ask me. I'm just going to go in with my beauty sponge and press that in, make sure there's no hard lines and everything is nice and blended together. And you'll just have to ignore the patchiness on the jaw because there's nothing I can do about that. Then I'm going to go in with this sort of like mauve, warm, peachy kind of blush. This is from Bare Minerals. This is in the shade Golden Gate. And it's kind of like not, it looks dark in the pan, but it's not like super intense. I was thinking of going with like a peachy one, but I kind of want the main focus to be the eyes, so. I have like some skin irritation in this area, so if it looks like it is bumpy, that is because it is. And I kind of want that like full cheek look. I don't want it to be like super, super snatched either. Because again, we weren't like super wild with the contouring in the 90s. So we're going to move on into eyebrows. And again, I said I'm not going to like do the whole crazy thing where they like, you know, you see other people like put glue and like glue them down and all this stuff. Like I just don't have the time for that. I was initially going to do like a fluffy brow moment, but I feel like that's not super duper 90s. So I think I might just kind of like fill my brows in the way that I would normally with like eyeshadow and just like not make them super crazy thick. Zoom in a bit. So I'm just taking an angled brush and really just following along. And I'm just going to be kind of cautious not to like overdo them too much. It's weird because I always have the urge to make them like really thick and fluffy, so this is very strange. And I know like in the 90s it wasn't really super angular, it was like more rounded, but mine kind of just are, from the way that I used to like over pluck them, just a bit more angled. So I'm just gonna do like more of the sharp angle because it's just gonna be easier. Okay, so I feel like that's as good as we're gonna get with that, and I'm okay with that. It looks very minimal, it doesn't look like I went like crazy over the top with it. But it's obviously it's not like, you know, the super thin brows that, you know, we're seeing on Pamela Anderson and kind of those celebrities that are trending right now. You know, we've all watched Pam Tommy. She low-key has inspired this look, like I'm sure she's inspired tons of you guys when you do 90s makeup looks. Let's check on the eyelids. A little creasing, but easy to blend out. So we're gonna start on eyes now, and as always, I'm just gonna go in with like a light base, just for setting the concealer. And I'm kind of thinking I want to do like a matte brown smoky eye. Black brown-ish. So I've got a few palettes in front of me that I'm going to play with, and I'm not really sure what is going to be what yet. I'm just going to take this shade right here from my Revolution palette. This is their Reloaded Matte Basics. And I'm just going to use this to define the crease. This is a perfect like neutral brown. It's not warm, it's not cool. Well, it's a little cool actually, but whatever. It's good for defining. And I'm going to take a more precise brush, like this one is my normal like fluffy brush for just doing the crease. This is a little bit more precise. I'm going to take this one and jump into another palette. This is my Tartelette and Bloom palette, and I'm going to be taking this warmer brown shade here. It's like one of my all-time favorite eyeshadow shades. And just further defining the crease, but not going quite as high up with it. I'm going to go back into my Revolution palette, and I'm going to take this chocolatey brown shade here. I'm just going to take a little bit of that on the same brush. And start packing that on the outer third of my eye. Just really deepening it up a bit. And then I'm going to jump into this Milani Ungilded Most Love Mattes and take this kind of like warm brown shade. And I'm going to take it on a brush like this. And I'm just gonna, again, kind of place that a bit along the lash line. And then whatever's left, I'm kind of just blending it, you know, up in no particular fashion, just to get it looking nice and blended. And I'm gonna go with my angled brush, and I'm just gonna jump into a matte black shade. And I'm really going to start packing that along the outer third of my lashes. And I'm not going to do like a super crazy wing because that wasn't really the vibe back then, but I'm going to do just like a tiny one just to kind of like elongate my eyes a little. I'm just taking kind of like a darker, like in between a black and a brown, and I'm packing that on there just to really kind of like accentuate that area. So it's gonna end up looking something like that. And then with whatever's just left over on the first brush, I'm just going to really take that and buff, just to make sure everything is nice and blended together and we don't have any harsh lines going on. And for the lower lash line, I'm actually going to go in with that same kind of like smoky black brown shade. And kind of just like, oh, that's pretty dark. That's a little darker than I anticipated, but buff it under. And I'm just taking kind of like a more precise brush, and this has no product on it, but I'm just kind of blending the shadow out more so that it's not so wild looking. And then I'm going to take this black liner and I'm going to do my upper waterline, and I honestly don't know how people just like do this. think I'm gonna try it right now. Oh, you know what? It's actually, oh god. Yeah, see, poke in the eye. And I think I might actually take it and not draw in inner corners, but just kind of like into the corner more. But I'm gonna like do that off camera because I know I'll poke myself in the eye. So initially I was gonna do like a brown liner on the lower line, but I don't think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm just gonna jump right in with mascara. I'm going to be taking this Clinique High Impact Mascara on my bottom lashes. I really like a volumizing mascara on the lower lashes, not like a super lengthening one. And I'm going to go with my favorite glam mascara, my Bad Gal Bang mascara for my upper lashes. This stuff never does me wrong. And then I have this new tool that I am still getting the hang of, but it's like an eyelash comb. So it kind of just like combs and separates them a bit. Especially if they're looking a little cray-cray like they are now. They're kind of like at different lengths. That's the downside of using an eyelash serum, is like the shedding process is so random that like you'll just have sections where some of the lashes are really long and some of them aren't. And then they're just crazy. But this is probably also really good too if you have like lash extensions, because then you can just separate them easier. I'll be honest, I'm feeling a little lost without highlighter, so I am going to take some of my Revolution highlight and just put this on the inner corners. I just feel like it needs some kind of glow. I don't know. Dust it down the nose a bit, under the brow bone. Let's move on into lips. So we're going to do a brown lip look. And the first thing I'm going to do is take this NYX Truffle Brown Liner. Is it in the shade Truffle? Did I just make that up? Nude Truffle. That was close. And it's just like a kind of cool tone brown. And I'm just going to go all the way around my lips with this. Next I'm going to go on with this Toasted Truffle shade by Maybelline. And this is really going to warm up the lip. It's like still in the brown family, but it's got a hint of like a reddish undertone. And I'm just going to take another lip liner that kind of matches the shade. And this will help just to clean up the edges and really perfect it. And I'm just going to go in with like a lighter, more like neutral nude shade in the middle, just to lighten it up a bit. And finally to set. Now if you have like really oily skin, maybe you could use like a mattifying setting spray. This is just like a natural normal setting spray. My skin's actually a little bit more dry, so a mattifying one would be a big no. Okay, and this is the completed look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up on your way out. It really helps me with the algorithm. And drop a comment down below to let me know what you'd like to see in the future. Do you want to see more makeup videos? Do you want to see like recreation videos, more hair tutorials? Please let me know. I am always open to suggestions. Thank you guys so much for watching.